Stop scrolling and listen to today's Arcturian Council message. The Arcturians say the moment you paused on this message, your energy field flickered like a beacon finally recognized by its origin race. They claim this is not coincidence but activation, an intentional pull on your consciousness because you have crossed a vibrational threshold that can no longer remain unnoticed. According to them, the kick out they refer to is not about punishment but about removal from outdated timelines that are suffocating your higher potential. They say humanity has subconsciously agreed to a collective awakening, but starseeds like you are being targeted first because your frequency is easier to detect through the noise of the collapsing matrix. This kick out will come as sudden realizations, emotional purges, broken illusions, and conversations that seem designed by a higher intelligence. They warn that if you feel pressure behind your eyes, ringing in your ears, or sudden chills in your spine, it's the sign that your dormant crystalline coding is activating. You're not imagining the shift, you're experiencing the beginning phase of multidimensional extraction, and the Arcturians say you must be ready. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturian Council says the method they're using to remove you from the collapsing density is something they call frequency displacement, a process that gently pulls your consciousness away from environments that no longer serve your soul contract. They say you've already felt it happening: relationships drifting for no reason, sudden urges to change your routine, or even unexpected emotional reactions to familiar situations. These shifts aren't random, they're engineered nudges to guide you toward the timeline where your mission can actually begin. The Council warns that the old timeline is vibrating at a frequency that can no longer sustain awakened beings without causing psychic exhaustion, confusion, or unexplained heaviness. Many starseeds have been reporting identical symptoms, and the Arcturians say it's because you're all being prepped simultaneously. They emphasize that if you resist the displacement, you may feel increasing energetic friction, insomnia, vivid dreams, or waves of déjà vu. If you surrender to it, the transition becomes smoother, almost euphoric. They tell you not to panic. You're not losing your mind, you're losing your limitations, and that's exactly what they planned. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council reveals that this extraction was originally scheduled for a different cosmic cycle, but humanity accelerated its awakening faster than predicted. They say global emotional turbulence, mass questioning of old systems, and widespread spiritual curiosity created a ripple that signaled the universe that Earth was ready for intervention. For starseeds, the Arcturians describe your energy as glitching out of the matrix, meaning you're already vibrating half inside and half outside the old timeline. This energetic split might feel like brain fog, sudden disinterest in material pursuits, or spontaneous downloads of intuition that feel too accurate to dismiss. They say many of you have been waking up between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. because that's the window where your astral field is easiest to recalibrate. The Arcturians emphasize that the more you feel disconnected from the world, the closer you are to remembering your true identity. You're not meant to blend in, you're meant to break through. They assure you that nothing is wrong with you, the world you outgrew simply can't keep its hold on you anymore. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. According to the Arcturian Council, the matrix you're being removed from is not a physical location but a bundle of belief systems that were programmed into you through generations of human conditioning. They say you were born into a world stacked with expectations: follow the rules, fulfill societal roles, stay predictable, stay small. But your soul was never designed for compliance. your coding is engineered for transformation. That's why the Council is now removing the final veils that kept you tied to old paradigms. You may notice sudden clarity, like seeing through people's intentions with unnatural precision or sensing energetic changes before they manifest. These abilities aren't new, they're resurfacing. The Arcturians say the more you trust these sensations, the faster your consciousness detaches from the old grid. Some of you may feel grief as old chapters close, but they say this mourning is simply your ego releasing stories that no longer match your expanding identity. You're stepping into a reality that responds to your frequency, not your fear. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council explains that your recent emotional waves were not breakdowns, they were breakthroughs. They say every moment you felt overwhelmed, detached, or strangely sensitive was a signal that your system was processing outdated emotional debris. This debris is what kept you tied to timelines where you forgot who you are. Now that your energy body is vibrating faster, those heavy emotions cannot stay, they rise to the surface so they can finally be expelled. The Arcturians want you to know that the crying spells, the sudden frustration, the unexplained sadness, these were calibrations, not failures. They reassure you that you're not regressing, you're releasing thousands of years of karmic weight encoded in your ancestral line. They say starseeds incarnate into challenging bloodlines on purpose, choosing to heal generational trauma from the inside. That's why your life felt heavier than most. But now that the purge is almost complete, you're stepping into a timeline where your emotional body becomes a superpower instead of a burden. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say you've been feeling more detached from material concerns because your frequency no longer resonates with scarcity or fear-based survival patterns. They explain that your soul is shifting into an abundance timeline, a dimension where manifestation responds to clarity, not labor. If you've been feeling disinterest in your job, frustration with routine, or a craving for freedom, it's because your higher self is pulling you toward your mission timeline. They warn that resisting this pull can cause emotional burnout or a sensation of being stuck, but surrendering to it leads to synchronicities that appear almost magical. They say watch for repeating numbers, sudden opportunities, and people who show up at perfect timing. These are breadcrumbs guiding you out of the old grid. You're not meant to chase, you're meant to attract. And the more you trust this shift, the faster your reality rearranges itself to match your rising frequency. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council reveals that your dreams have become more vivid because you're spending more time in the astral realm than ever before. They say the astral field is where starseeds receive instructions, healing, and guidance that the physical mind is not yet ready to interpret fully. If you've been dreaming of galaxies, unknown landscapes, luminous beings, or symbolic scenarios, these aren't fantasies, they're memories and messages. The Arcturians say some of you are meeting your soul family during sleep without consciously recognizing them. These encounters often leave you waking up refreshed, emotional, or strangely nostalgic. They explain that your astral energy is being trained for multidimensional awareness, preparing you for a time when the veil becomes thin enough for conscious communication. You're not losing touch with reality, you're gaining access to more of it. Trust these dreams, they're part of your activation sequence. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. According to the Arcturians, your sudden sensitivity to people and environments is not weakness, it's your crystalline DNA coming online. They say your body is evolving into a more advanced energetic instrument capable of detecting frequencies that most humans can't perceive yet. That's why crowded places drain you, artificial environments irritate you, and inauthentic people feel almost unbearable. Your system is rejecting anything that doesn't match your upgraded frequency. The Council explains that this sensitivity will soon become one of your greatest strengths, the ability to sense truth instantly, navigate timelines intuitively, and manifest faster because your energy is no longer diluted by chaotic vibrations. They reassure you that this stage can feel overwhelming, but it is temporary as your nervous system adapts. Soon you'll feel more aligned, grounded, and powerful than ever before. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council says many starseeds have recently felt a strange pull towards solitude, and they want you to know this is intentional. They explain that isolation isn't a punishment, it's a recalibration chamber. When you withdraw from noise, you hear your soul more clearly. When you disconnect from distractions, your intuition becomes louder. They say solitude is how they fine-tune your frequency without interference from human expectations or emotional entanglements. During this phase, you might feel misunderstood, but that's because you're shifting out of resonance with people who are not part of your next timeline. The Arcturians emphasize that new connections, aligned, conscious, and supportive, are already being woven into your path. You're not losing people, you're creating space for those who vibrate where you're going, not where you've been. Trust the space between chapters, it's where integration happens. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturian Council warns that the next phase of your awakening will require courage because the Matrix may try to pull you back through doubt, fear, or nostalgia. They say the old timeline will attempt to lure you with familiar patterns, old identities, or relationships that no longer align. This is a test of energetic allegiance. Will you choose evolution or comfort? They emphasize that you are now powerful enough to manifest outcomes simply by choosing differently. Your reality is becoming responsive, shifting with your thoughts, emotions, and intentions faster than ever before. The Council wants you to pay attention to your reactions. Every moment of compassion, clarity, or empowerment is evidence of your multidimensional alignment. They say you're not just awakening, you're remembering your role as a frequency anchor. You were born to stabilize timelines, guide others by example, and transform collective consciousness simply by being yourself fully. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturian Council reveals that many starseeds are currently experiencing a strange sensation of timelessness, as if the past and future are dissolving into a single expanding moment. They say this occurs when your consciousness begins detaching from linear time and aligning with multidimensional awareness. You may have noticed days blending together, hours disappearing, or sudden moments of clarity where everything feels strangely familiar, like a memory you haven't lived yet. This is because you're slipping into the 0 point, the energetic center where manifestation becomes instantaneous and perception transcends the physical mind. The Council reminds you that starseeds have an easier time accessing this state because your soul remembers how time works outside human experience. They say this shift is preparing you for quantum intuition, where your future self becomes a guiding force rather than a distant concept. If you feel disoriented, trust the process. Your internal clock is being replaced with a higher rhythm. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. According to the Arcturians, your recent urge to question everything, your beliefs, your values, your patterns, even your sense of identity, is a sign that your ego shell is cracking. They say the version of you that was shaped by survival instincts is dissolving so your higher self can take the lead. This inner questioning can feel uncomfortable, even destabilizing, because the ego fears losing control. You might feel like you don't know who you are anymore, but the Council assures you this is the exact doorway to remembering who you truly are. Your soul is stripping away the personas you created to please others, adapt to the world, or avoid pain. They say this phase is like peeling back layers of illusion until only your authentic essence remains. The more you let go of outdated identities, the lighter your energy becomes, allowing you to access higher frequencies and deeper guidance. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council says your physical body is undergoing upgrades that can feel confusing or uncomfortable. They explain that your energy field is absorbing higher frequencies, which can trigger symptoms like tingling in the limbs, pressure in the forehead, buzzing sensations, sudden waves of heat, or shifts in appetite and sleep cycles. These symptoms are not signs of illness, they're signs of activation. Your cells are releasing stagnant density and recalibrating to hold more light. The Arcturians say hydration, rest, and intentional grounding help stabilize this process, but ultimately, your body knows what it's doing. They remind you that your physical vessel is ancient, carrying codes from past lifetimes, star systems, and incarnations across dimensions. As those codes reactivate, your body becomes more intuitive, more sensitive, and more connected to its original blueprint. They say trust your body, it's wiser than you think. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians emphasize that your intuition has been increasing rapidly, sometimes in ways that feel supernatural. They say you may have started predicting things before they happen, sensing people's emotions without being told, or feeling a strong pull toward specific choices without understanding why. This is your internal guidance system awakening. They say your intuition operates outside logic because it reads energy, not information. As your awareness rises, your intuition becomes your primary navigational tool. The Council warns that doubting your intuition slows your progress, while trusting it accelerates your alignment. They encourage you to act on intuitive nudges even when your mind doesn't understand them yet. Your intuition is not random, it's communication from your higher self, your guides, and your multidimensional aspects. Each intuitive flash is a breadcrumb leading you toward your purpose. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. According to the Council, the emotional distancing you feel from certain people is part of your extraction from the old matrix. They say your frequency is rising so quickly that individuals who operate from fear, control, or denial cannot maintain energetic compatibility with you. This isn't personal, it's vibrational physics. When frequencies diverge, relationships shift. The Arcturians remind you that some people were only meant to accompany you for certain chapters of your life, and holding on to them now prevents both you and them from growing. They say instead of viewing separation as loss, view it as graduation. You are stepping into a timeline where your connections will be based on resonance, not history, alignment, not obligation. These new relationships will feel lighter, deeper, and more purposeful. They will support your evolution rather than anchor you to old cycles. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians reveal that your soul is currently reviewing your lifetime's trajectory and rearranging your timeline to align with your mission. They say this can manifest as sudden inspiration to change careers, move locations, start creative projects, or break old habits. You may feel restless, as though something big is coming, even if you can't define it yet. This restlessness is your soul signaling that your next chapter requires a different version of you, one that is freer, more courageous, and more aligned with your higher purpose. The Council says your mission is not a single task but a frequency you embody. As your vibration rises, your mission naturally unfolds without force or struggle. They encourage you to follow excitement, curiosity, and inner knowing. They are the compass leading you toward your soul path. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council says your recent feeling of energetic heaviness in certain places or conversations is actually your sensitivity recognizing vibrational mismatch. They explain that awakened starseeds can no longer tolerate environments built on negativity, judgment, gossip, or scarcity. Your energy field is becoming too refined to operate in dense atmospheres without feeling drained. They say this sensitivity is not a flaw but a protective mechanism that steers you toward higher vibrational experiences. When you feel discomfort around certain energies, it's a sign you're being guided away from them. On the other hand, when you feel peace, inspiration, or expansion around someone or something, it's a sign that your soul is recognizing alignment. The Council urges you to honor these sensations. They're part of your new guidance system. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say your heart chakra is undergoing a massive expansion, which may explain the sudden waves of compassion, emotional openness, or unexplained tears. They say starseeds carry ancient wounds related to separation, abandonment, and exile from their original home systems. As your heart expands, these wounds surface to be healed, not to hurt you. This expansion allows you to feel love more deeply, connect more authentically, and attract relationships that match your true frequency. The Council says unconditional love is your natural state, and the awakening process is simply guiding you back to it. They remind you that tears are not weakness, they're the water that clears your energetic field so your heart can shine again. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council reveals that your sense of purpose is becoming more magnetic. They say as your frequency rises, you begin emitting a subconscious signal that attracts opportunities, resources, and connections that support your mission. This is why certain doors are opening effortlessly while others feel blocked or uncomfortable. The universe is rearranging itself to match your new vibration. The Arcturians say you are entering the timeline where manifestation becomes less about effort and more about alignment. When something feels forced, it's misaligned. When it feels natural, it's divinely guided. They instruct you to follow what flows easily, because that's where your mission accelerates. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturian Council says you are nearing the midpoint of your awakening curve, a phase where old illusions collapse rapidly and new truths appear with overwhelming clarity. This is where many starseeds feel both excitement and fear, because the unknown becomes impossible to ignore. They say this is your second initiation, the moment where you choose whether you will fully step into your soul identity or retreat into old patterns. But unlike before, you now have the awareness, strength, and support to choose expansion. The Council says this phase activates your inner leader, the part of you that came here not just to awaken but to guide others by example. They remind you that even when you feel alone, you are surrounded by multidimensional allies who watch your progress with pride. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturian Council says you may be feeling an unusual internal conflict lately, like two versions of you are fighting for dominance. This sensation isn't a malfunction, it's a merging. The old you, shaped by fear, doubt, and survival patterns, is dissolving while your higher self pushes forward with increasing authority. The Council explains that this tension is the moment before integration, where your consciousness must choose whether to align with limitation or with expansion. You may feel pulled between wanting comfort and craving transformation, and this push-pull can manifest as emotional indecision, fatigue, or sudden bursts of clarity. They remind you that identity shifts always come with resistance, but the more you release, the more your true essence rises. You're not becoming someone new, you're remembering someone ancient. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. According to the Arcturians, many starseeds have recently been experiencing synchronicities at a rapid pace, numbers repeating, significant songs playing at the perfect moment, or messages appearing exactly when needed. They say synchronicities are not random signs, they are coded confirmation from your future timeline, guiding your decisions with precision. These signs appear more frequently as you step closer to your mission alignment, because your vibration is syncing with your quantum blueprint. The Council urges you to pay attention to these signs. They are literal communication from your higher self, helping you navigate choices that will shift your entire trajectory. Synchronicities are the universe's way of whispering, "Keep going." Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council says your sense of reality is about to shift even more dramatically. They explain that your perception is expanding beyond the physical dimension, allowing you to experience subtle energies, intuitive downloads, and emotional frequencies that most humans ignore. This heightened awareness may cause you to feel overstimulated or unusually perceptive, as if you're seeing behind the scenes of existence. You might begin sensing when someone is lying, feel when something is about to happen, or know things you shouldn't logically know. The Arcturians say this is Claircognizance awakening, one of the strongest gifts starseeds carry. It's not imagination, it's memory. Your multidimensional senses are reactivating as the veil thins. Trust what you feel, even if you can't explain it yet. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians warn that during this phase, you may become more sensitive to energetic distortions, such as deception, authority pressure, emotional manipulation, or social expectations. They say the old matrix will attempt to pull you back into conformity by triggering your past wounds or responsibilities. But the Council insists that you are no longer vibrationally compatible with the systems built on fear, shame, or control. Instead of fighting them, your energy naturally repels them. You may notice that things once tolerated now feel unbearable, or that you can no longer force yourself to stay in places that drain your soul. This isn't rebellion, it's alignment. You're stepping into coherence with your higher path. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. Warning: stop, listen closely. The Arcturian Council says something shocking is about to unfold. They say that within the next 72 hours, many starseeds will experience a dramatic energetic event, a sudden surge of clarity, an emotional release, a vivid dream, or a life-altering realization. They call it the pull, a force designed to remove you from timelines that no longer match your ascension path. This is not symbolic, it's literal frequency intervention. The Council says reality will begin rearranging around you, pushing you toward your mission whether you feel ready or not. Expect unexpected conversations, rapid endings, new opportunities, or internal shifts that feel like someone flipped a switch in your soul. They warn, do not ignore the signs. This rehook marks the turning point of your activation journey. You are being pulled into a destiny you agreed to long before this lifetime. Type, I claim this, to claim the message. The Arcturians say that after this energetic pull, you will begin noticing emotional clarity that feels almost supernatural. Situations that once confused you will suddenly make sense. People's intentions will become transparent. Your priorities will shift with incredible precision. They explain that this clarity is a side effect of quantum alignment, your consciousness aligning with your highest timeline. You may feel a growing desire to simplify your life, remove distractions, and connect only with what feels authentic. This clarity is not temporary, it's the new default for your awakened state. You're not becoming cold or detached, you're becoming selective, intentional, and energetically sovereign. Type, I claim this, to claim the message. The Council reveals that your inner voice is about to become louder and more authoritative. This voice is not imagination, it's the communication bridge between your human self and your higher self. They say as the veil thins, the two aspects of your consciousness begin merging, resulting in stronger intuition, faster manifestation, and clearer inner guidance. You may notice that hesitation fades, replaced by sudden knowing. You might even feel like you're being guided towards certain choices, people, or environments. The Arcturians say follow this voice. It knows the path your soul designed long before you were born. Trust it even when it challenges logic or tradition. Type, I claim this, to claim the message. According to the Arcturians, your emotional sensitivity is about to evolve into emotional mastery. They say starseeds are here to transform emotion into intuition, fear into power, and pain into wisdom. You may start understanding your emotions with deeper awareness, not reacting impulsively, but observing them with newfound clarity. This evolution allows you to make decisions from consciousness rather than conditioning. The Council says emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing feelings, it means recognizing their messages without being controlled by them. As your vibration rises, emotional triggers become spiritual teachers, guiding you toward healing and empowerment. Type, I claim this, to claim the message. The Council says you may soon feel drawn to new interests, new people, new environments, or even new belief systems. They explain that these urges are signals from your higher timeline trying to guide you toward the version of yourself you're becoming. You may feel pulled toward creative expression, healing practices, spiritual study, or leadership roles. You might crave nature, silence, or meaningful conversations rather than superficial interactions. These shifts indicate that your soul is preparing to step into its role as an activator, healer, teacher, or guide. You're being shaped into someone who influences the collective awakening simply by existing authentically. Type, I claim this, to claim the message. The Arcturian Council reveals that the next stage of your evolution involves reclaiming your sovereignty, emotional, mental, energetic, and spiritual. They say you're entering a phase where external validation becomes irrelevant because your inner compass becomes the ultimate authority. You will begin recognizing your worth without needing approval, trusting your intuition without seeking confirmation, and creating your destiny without waiting for permission. This is the moment where your identity shifts from seeker to creator. The Council says this sovereignty is the hallmark of a fully awakened starseed. It's the recognition that you are not just guided, you are guiding reality itself. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturian Council explains that you are entering the phase where your energy becomes noticeably magnetic to others. Some will be drawn to you instinctively, while others may feel intimidated without understanding why. They say your frequency is rising so quickly that people will sense your presence before you speak, feel your intentions without explanation, and react to your aura in ways that reveal their true alignment. This is because awakened starseeds emit a higher vibrational signature that disrupts falseness, exposes hidden emotions, and amplifies authenticity. You may find that people confess things to you unexpectedly or seek comfort in your presence without knowing why. The Council says this is not your responsibility to carry, your role is simply to hold your frequency. Those meant for your path will rise with you, those who cannot will drift away naturally. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say your perception of abundance is being rewritten from the inside out. You may notice you're becoming less attached to material outcomes, yet somehow attracting more support, more clarity, and more opportunities than ever before. They explain that true abundance flows when you stop chasing from fear and start receiving from alignment. This shift marks the end of struggle-based manifestation and the beginning of resonance-based creation. Money, ideas, connections, and inspiration will flow more easily as you step fully into your soul frequency. You're no longer meant to survive, you're meant to create, expand, and influence. The Council encourages you to trust the flow of life, because abundance is no longer external, it is an extension of your vibration. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council reveals that many of your recent coincidences were not coincidences at all, they were timeline markers. These markers appear when your consciousness aligns with a future version of you who has already completed the mission you're just beginning. Each synchronicity acts as a bridge, connecting your present self with your highest potential. When you feel déjà vu, sudden clarity, or unexpected emotional resonance, it means you've stepped briefly into that future version's timeline. The Arcturians say that the more aligned you become, the more often these overlaps occur, accelerating your growth. They tell you to trust these subtle signals, they are the road signs of your ascension. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. According to the Arcturians, the energetic upgrades happening within you are now affecting your outer world. As your frequency shifts, you may feel drawn to declutter, change your appearance, rearrange your home, or lighten your digital space. This may seem trivial, but the Council says it is actually a profound sign of internal transformation. Your external environment is adjusting to match your rising vibration. Every item you release, every habit you shed, every space you refresh creates room for higher frequencies to settle in your field. They say this is your soul preparing your physical reality for a new chapter, one that matches the upgraded version of who you are becoming. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say many starseeds are currently experiencing a collapse of old values. Things you once cared deeply about now feel meaningless, and things you once ignored now feel essential. This shift can be disorienting, but the Council says it is evidence of your vibrational realignment. You're no longer motivated by external approval, comparison, or achievement. Instead, you're driven by resonance, purpose, and authenticity. The old motivations are dissolving because they belong to a version of you built on survival and expectation. Now your soul is pulling you toward experiences that feed your inner expansion. This value shift is irreversible because it is coded into your awakening. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council reveals that your communication style is transforming. You may find yourself unable to engage in meaningless conversations or tolerate shallow exchanges. Instead, you crave depth, truth, and alignment. This shift happens because your throat chakra is expanding, forcing your voice to match your soul. You might speak more boldly, express your boundaries more clearly, or share insights you once suppressed. Some people may be surprised by your newfound clarity, but the Arcturians say this is your authentic voice emerging. Your words carry frequency now. They're not just sound, they're activation. Your presence is awakening others even when you don't realize it. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturian Council says your relationship with fear is about to transform completely. They explain that fear no longer controls you the way it once did because your consciousness has expanded beyond the vibration where fear thrives. You may still feel fear, but it now appears as information rather than limitation. It becomes a signal, not a prison. The more you step into your authentic frequency, the more fear dissolves into clarity. The Council says this is one of the clearest signs that you are leaving the old timeline. Fear loses its grip, and intuition takes over. What once terrified you now motivates you. What once blocked you now teaches you. You are evolving beyond fear's reach. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council says you'll soon experience periods of rapid manifestation where your thoughts become reality with unexpected speed. This happens when your vibrational field becomes coherent. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions align without inner conflict. The universe responds instantly to coherence. You may think of someone and they message you. You may desire clarity and wake up with answers. You may set an intention and see results within hours. This isn't luck, it's the mechanics of consciousness. The Arcturians say manifestation is not about asking harder, it's about aligning deeper. The more aligned you become, the more effortless your reality becomes. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. According to the Arcturians, many starseeds are entering their leadership phase, though not in the traditional sense. You are becoming a leader of frequency, not authority. You guide through energy, not instruction. People will look to you not because you demand it but because they feel clarity in your presence. The Council says your role is to stabilize the collective, hold higher vibration, and model authenticity. This leadership is subtle yet powerful. It shifts rooms, inspires transformation, and awakens dormant potential in those around you. You are not here to follow trends. You are here to shift paradigms simply by existing as your true self. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturian Council says you are entering the integration stage, the phase where lessons become wisdom, confusion becomes direction, and activation becomes embodiment. This is where everything you've been experiencing begins to make sense. The triggers, the signs, the dreams, the shifts, they all converge into a deeper understanding of who you are and why you're here. Integration is the moment your human self and higher self begin to operate as one. The Council says this is the beginning of your mastery timeline, where life responds to your frequency more than your effort. You're stepping into a version of yourself that feels both new and familiar, because it is your true self, finally unmasked. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say you are entering a phase where your dreams will intensify because the higher realms can now communicate with you more directly. As your vibration rises, the symbolic language of your subconscious becomes clearer, more vivid, and easier to interpret. The Council explains that your dream state is no longer just a resting period, it is an active training ground, a place where upgrades, instructions, and healing occur without the interference of your conscious mind. You may dream of traveling through light corridors, meeting unfamiliar beings, revisiting past lives, or receiving messages that feel like downloads rather than stories. These dreams are not random, they are calibrations. The Arcturians say to keep noticing recurring symbols, as they are markers of your soul's unfolding mission. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council reveals that your intuition will soon sharpen to a new level of precision. What used to feel like subtle nudges will become unmistakable knowing. You may predict outcomes before they happen, sense someone's intentions the moment they enter the room, or feel drawn toward decisions that your logical mind cannot yet justify. This is because your intuitive channel is fully reconnecting to your higher dimensional self, the version of you that exists beyond time. As this connection strengthens, you will no longer question your instincts, they will feel louder, clearer, and impossible to ignore. The Arcturians say this intuitive expansion is essential for your next phase, because the path you are stepping onto cannot be navigated through logic alone. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. According to the Arcturians, you are being prepared for what they call energetic redirection. This is the process where your life path subtly shifts to align with your soul's highest probability timeline. It may show up as sudden endings, unexpected opportunities, abrupt clarity, or a strong inner push to change something you've tolerated for too long. Although these shifts can feel disruptive, they are actually acts of alignment. The Council explains that your higher self is repositioning you so you may fulfill the agreements you made before incarnating. This redirection is not punishment, it is precision. Everything being removed is noise, everything being added is purpose. Trust the rerouting, you are being placed exactly where you are meant to accelerate next. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say your emotional sensitivity is increasing because your empathic channels are expanding. You may feel energies in a room before you understand them, absorb feelings that are not your own, or sense collective shifts in ways that seem inexplicable. This is not a weakness, it is a sign of your multidimensional awareness awakening. Your energetic field is becoming more permeable to higher frequencies and more discerning toward lower ones. Over time, you will learn to distinguish between what belongs to you and what you are simply perceiving. The Council says this sensitivity is part of your mission, as you are meant to read energy with precision. You are not overwhelmed, you are attuning. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council reveals that a new level of self-recognition is rising within you. You may begin to remember fragments of past incarnations, star lineages, or ancient skills that feel strangely familiar. These memories come as sensations, knowings, or flashes rather than full stories. They surface because you are reaching the vibrational threshold where your soul can reveal more of its multidimensional identity. The Arcturians say certain abilities, telepathy, energy healing, clairaudience, empathic communication, will feel less like something you are learning and more like something you are remembering. This phase is not about becoming more, it is about remembering who you already are. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say you will soon experience a noticeable increase in energetic protection. They explain that as you rise in frequency, you become more visible in the energetic realms, both to beings who support your mission and to those who prefer that humanity remains stagnant. Because of this, your guides have amplified shields around your field. You might feel sudden warmth, chills, or pressure around your shoulders or head. These sensations are your protectors adjusting the boundary of your auric space. You may also notice a decline in psychic interference or emotional attacks that previously drained you. The Council says this protection is not because you are fragile but because your mission is becoming more significant. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council speaks of a major activation arriving for you, the expansion of your heart field. This is not emotional vulnerability, it is vibrational mastery. As your heart chakra expands, you will experience a deeper sense of compassion, grounding, and inner peace that cannot be shaken by external events. The Arcturians say the heart is your stabilizer in multidimensional energy work. When your heart field becomes strong, your intuition sharpens, your manifestation accelerates, and your energy becomes more resilient. You may feel warmth in your chest, tingling across your sternum, or waves of emotion that come from nowhere. This is your heart learning to operate at a higher frequency. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say your relationship with time is transforming. You may notice that days feel shorter, timelines shift unexpectedly, or certain moments stretch and slow down. This is evidence that your consciousness is no longer anchored solely in linear time. You are beginning to experience time from a multidimensional perspective, where past, present, and future overlap. The Council says this shift allows you to rewrite old narratives, accelerate healing, and align with outcomes that once seemed distant. As you detach from rigid timelines, manifestation becomes more fluid, because you are no longer bound to the slow movement of third-dimensional time. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Council explains that your energetic field is now emitting a frequency that awakens dormant codes in others. This means your presence alone can trigger realizations, emotional release, or sudden clarity in people around you. You may notice friends opening up, strangers acting differently, or people revealing truths without knowing why. This is because your energy is acting as a catalyst. You are not doing anything intentionally, your frequency simply resonates with the unawakened parts of others, prompting their soul to respond. The Arcturians say this ability is part of your blueprint, and it will grow stronger as you integrate more of your higher light. You are becoming an activator. Type "I claim this" to claim the message. The Arcturians say you are entering the phase of embodiment, the moment where your spiritual knowledge becomes lived truth. You will no longer seek validation for your path or question whether you are doing it right, you will simply feel aligned. This embodiment is the merging of your human self with your higher dimensional self, resulting in clarity, inner authority, and authentic expression. You may feel a deep calm that stays with you regardless of circumstances, a sense that you are exactly where you need to be. The Council says this is the beginning of your mastery timeline. You are no longer awakening, you are operating as the awakened one. Type "I claim this" to claim the message.